Okay, good morning, class. So today we will discuss the last topic in Math M111, which was the problem solving and reasoning. Ito yung pinaka-last topic na kasama po sa inyong prelim examination. And here we have three subtopics to be discussed. Number one, we will discuss the inductive reasoning, followed by the deductive reasoning, and then last one, yung tinatawag natin na Polya's strategy. Okay, and here we have three learning objectives. Number one, at the end of the chapter, the students are expected to apply the inductive and deductive reasoning to solve the problem. Pangalawa, we need to solve problems involving patterns and recreational problems following the Polya's strategy. Okay, and then last one, organize one's method and approaches for proving and solving problems. Okay, so now start na tayo ng discussion by giving the definition of a problem. Ano ba yung problem solving na yan? Hatiin natin yung word na i-define natin. So when we say problem class, that is the statement, okay, that requiring a solution. Yung solution na yan, gumagamit tayo ng different mathematical operation, different mathematical method, okay, which is yung mga method na yan, ibinibigay in a foundation of mathematics nung nasa elementary tayo, okay, tinuro na sa atin yung basic four operation, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Okay, nung nag-high school kayo, nadagdagan naman yung knowledge ninyo. Okay, nagkaroon ng algebraic expression, law of sign, okay, ano pa, law of exponent, okay, hanggang mag-college kayo, nadadagdagan ng nadadagdagan. Okay, at ang tawag natin doon is a mathematical operation or yung mga mathematical method natin. Okay, so here, when we say problem, eto na nga ayun, yung sinabi natin kanina. It requires, okay, it requires a solution. Okay, and then kapag may given problem tayo, dapat yung solution na binibigay natin is also complete, detailed, and step by step. Okay, next one, the word method class. This is the ways or techniques on how you answer the different problem. Okay, so may iba't ibang strategy tayo. Every mathematician, may iba't ibang method din sila na ia-apply. Okay, sabi nga nung iba, we can use different method as long as a-arrive tayo with the same answer. Okay, para mag-arrive ka with the same answer, kailangan step by step and detailed siya. Okay, so here, pagdugtungin na natin when we say problem solving, that is the process. Okay, an ongoing activity in which we take what we know to discover what we don't know. So, dapat may alam na tayo. Yung alam natin is the basic foundation in mathematics. All the basic techniques na pwede nating mai-apply. Okay, kasi without your knowledge in basic method or basic techniques, hindi mo maia-apply yun, okay, doon sa higher mathematics na. Okay? So here class, ito yung mga i-discuss natin. Naka-summary na siya. The first one is yung tinatawag natin na inductive reasoning. When we say inductive reasoning, ito yung kanyang step by step. We will first start with the observation, generalization, and then theory. Ibig sabihin, mag start ka from specific down to your general. Okay, while in deductive reasoning class, baligtad naman. Okay, mag start tayo sa general. Okay, down to our specific. Okay, yan yung pinagkaiba nila, baligtad lang. Okay, and then yung last lesson natin, we will discuss the four steps in Polya's method, which are understanding, planning, okay, review, and then last one is yung solve natin. Okay, so ito class yung tatlong pag-aaralan natin. Okay, now proceed na tayo sa ating first lesson, which is the inductive reasoning. Sabi ko nga kanina, when we say inductive reasoning, mag start tayo from specific down to the general. Okay, when we say specific, kailangan natin ng observation dito. For example, I break out when I eat peanuts. Okay, so ano yung magiging observation mo yan? Pupunta ka na ngayon sa analysis. So that is the symptoms of being allergic. Okay, ano na yung magiging conclusion mo? Generalization or yung theory mo. Okay, so therefore, okay, I am allergic to peanut. Okay, so that will be your generalization. Okay, ito po yung tinatawag natin na inductive reasoning. So sabi dito, it is the process of reaching a general conclusion by examining a specific example. Start ka with your specific observation down to your analysis bago ka makapag-conclude ng iyong generalization. Ayan po yung inductive reasoning natin. Okay, syempre kailangan mo ng yung pag-observe, okay, doon sa mga given mo before ka mag-conclude ng iyong general conclusion. Okay, so let's give an example here. Number one, I have here 3, 6, 9, 12, and 15. You are asked to find the last number or the next number. Okay, after 15. Okay, so dito, kung mapapansin natin, in our observation, each number is 3, okay, 3 larger than the preceding number. Okay, so lagi siyang mas mataas or nadadagdagan ng 3, katulad nito. Okay, 3, if we will add by 3, that is equal to 6. Okay, 6 plus 3, that is equal to 9. 9 added to 3, that is equal to 12. And then 12 added to 15, that is 12. Okay, added to 3, that is equal to 15. So, alam natin na yung pattern niya, based on the pattern, okay, laging nag-a-add ng 3. So, 15 plus 3, the answer will become 18. Okay, so nag-start ka with a specific down to your general conclusion to get the final answer. Okay, how about this one? I have 1, 3, 6, 10, and 15. Okay, the first two number, kung na-observe natin, differs by 2. The second and third differs by 3. Okay, it appears that the difference between any two number is always 1 more than the preceding difference. Okay, so check natin ha. Pag sinubtract natin itong dalawa, okay, ang sagot ay 2. Ito naman pag sinubtract natin, ang sagot naman ay 3. Okay, laging more than. Ito pag sinubtract natin, okay, that is, the difference is equal to 4. Pag sinubtract natin yung 15, and then 15, okay, and then 10, it differs by 5. So, alam mo na yung susunod number, okay, na number, okay, dapat it differs by 6 naman. Okay, so 15 plus 6, magko-conclude ka na 21 yun. Para pag yung 21 minus natin sa 15, the difference is also 6. Okay, so ang conclusion mo, the next number should be 21. Okay, yan po yung magiging conclusion natin. Okay, so here, next one, yung statement natin, every number that is multiplied of multiple of 10, okay, is divisible by 4. Okay, ito yung mga multiples of 10 natin, 100, 110, 120, 130, and so on and so forth. So, kumuha tayo, nagtry tayo. 100 divided by 4, the answer is 25. Okay, 110 divided by 4, 27.5. And 120 divided by 4, ang sagot natin ay 30. Okay, kung mapapansin natin, ah, tama yung pagde-divide. Okay, but your argument here ay hindi naman totoo. Okay, that is not true. Hindi lahat ng multiple of 10 is divisible by 4. Bakit? Ito meron kang 27.5. O, anong tawag natin sa statement na ito? Okay, ang tawag natin dito sa inductive reasoning kapag false, okay, yung given statement natin is the counter example. Okay, so we call this one as a counterexample if the statement is not true. Bakit hindi siya not true? Kasi yung 110 mo is not divisible by 4. Ang naging sagot natin dito ay 27.5 siya. Okay? So here, punta naman tayo sa deductive reasoning naman. Okay, kung ang inductive is from specific to general, Okay, sa deductive naman class, from general, okay, down to your specific conclusion. Okay, for example, ang general natin, all men are mortal. Okay, general naman talaga. Lahat daw ng men ay mortal. Okay, in our observation, binigay yung premises natin. Jason is a man. Okay, then your specific conclusion, then, okay, Jason is mortal. Okay, so ganyan na yung magiging specific conclusion natin. Okay, so by its definition, when we say deductive reasoning, that is the process of reaching or reaching a conclusion by applying general, okay, assumptions, procedures, or principle. So, nag start tayo from general down to our observation and lastly, our conclusion, which is yung specific conclusion natin. Okay, and here, okay, ito yung deductive reasoning natin. We have the key terms, argument. Okay, so we also have the premises. Ito yung propositions natin. Okay, kung natatandaan nyo sa logical connectives natin, meron tayong premises na P, Q, and R. Okay, so yun din yung gagamitin natin dito. Syllogism, we also have the conclusion. Okay, so dito class, bigay tayo ng example muna. Okay, number one, if a number is divisible by 2, then it must be even. Okay? Uh, and then, nagbigay siya ng observation. 12 is divisible by 2. Therefore, okay, 12 is uneven. Okay, di ba? From general, nag-start tayo ng general, observation, and your conclusion, a specific conclusion. Okay, pangalawa, if angle A and angle B are supplementary angle, okay, then their sum is 180. Okay, if angle M is equal to 100, then angle B is equal to, okay, syempre, dapat daw total to 180. Okay, may 100 ka na, natira na lang ng 80. So, therefore, angle M is equal to 80. Okay, based on your observation. Okay, so yan class yung example natin ng deductive reasoning. Now, papaano naman natin malalaman yung validity ng argument natin? Okay, di ba yung argument natin, that is the premises, yung pinag-aralan natin in logical connectives. Okay, kaya na nating mag-form ng conditional statement, either converse, inverse, or contrapositive. Ngayon, papaano naman daw nalalaman yung validity ng argument? Okay, from here, an argument is valid when, if all of its premises were true. Okay, dapat daw yung premises ay true. Meaning to say, yung proposition P, yung proposition Q mo ay tama. Pag sinabi nating tama, tama in a form of logical condition. Tama yung paggamit mo ng logical connectives mo. Yung if, okay, tapos yung then statement natin. Dapat tama yung paggamit natin. Okay? Then the conclusion will also have to be true. Okay, so validity and deductive reasoning is only a matter of form. Okay, wala tayong pakialam sa statement nila. Okay, kahit fantasy ang statement mo, basta tama yung paggamit mo ng if and then, valid po yan. Okay, uulitin ni ma'am ha. Ang validity ng argument is in a matter of form. When we say form, yung pagkakagamit ng logical connectives natin. Pag tama yung paggamit ng logical connectives, then the argument is already valid. Okay, pero hindi lang natatapos doon sa valid. Aalamin mo pa kung yung argument mo, okay, na valid or invalid ba is sound or unsound. Okay, so anong ibig sabihin ng sound? Sound, okay, sound yung ating given argument. Okay, if it is both valid, okay, and the premises are actual true, meaning to say, okay, yung given argument mo or proposition mo ay nangyayari in reality. Okay, hindi siya fantasy ha. Matatawag natin na sound yan. Pero unsound yung given argument natin. Okay, if it is fantasy. Okay, or hindi siya nangyayari sa real life. Okay, yun po yung pinagkaiba ng sound and unsound. Okay, so ngayon, aalamin natin kung valid ba yan at kung sound yan. Or, pwede rin namang valid pero unsound. Or, pwede rin namang invalid, okay, and sound. Or invalid and then unsound siya. Okay? So, in our summary, ito siya. Soundness, okay, the soundness of an argument. Okay, if we meet the two condition, ano yun? Okay, if it is valid, valid in terms of logical condition. And then the premises are true, meaning to say, it verifies truthfulness. Nangyayari talaga siya in real life or in reality. Okay, so let's give an example here. For example, number one. Okay, all mammals are animals. Okay, all dogs are mammals. Okay, yung logical condition natin ay tama. Okay, 'di ba? Sa ating if and then, o tama naman yung pagkakagamit. Okay, therefore, sa conclusion, tignan natin yung soundness niya. Therefore, all dogs are mammals. Kapag sinearch mo sa internet, totoo na lahat ng dogs are mammals. Okay, therefore, this one is valid and sound. Okay, valid siya kasi tama yung logical condition niya. Okay, sound naman siya dahil true siya. Okay, true na nangyayari or nasa real life talaga. Okay, so let's have another example. All birds are mammals. Okay, pigeon is a bird. Tama, class, yung logical condition natin. Nagamit natin yung logical condition ng tama. Okay, therefore valid ito. Okay, pero tingnan natin yung conclusion niya. Therefore, pigeon is a mammal. Okay, class, pag isa-search nyo sa internet, check nyo kung pigeon ba ay mammal. Okay, so here, it is valid pero unsound siya. Bakit siya naging unsound? Birds class are not mammals. Okay, in reality, ang birds ay hindi belong sa mga mammals. Okay, naiintindihan na ba yung validity and soundness of our given argument? Let's have another example pa. Okay, so all trees are plants. Cedar is a tree. Okay, so na-meet na naman natin yung logical condition. Tama naman yung paggamit. Therefore, cedar is a plant. Okay, so alamin natin kung yan ay valid and sound. Okay, so pag sinearch nyo sa internet, yes class, cedar is a true type of plant. Okay, therefore that is valid and sound pa rin siya. Okay, let's have another example. Broccoli is green. Okay, some green things makes me sick. O, tignan natin yung validity ng argument. Gumamit siya ng word na some. Okay, so dapat ang ginamit niya dito is all. Okay, all green things makes me sick. Okay, pero some lang kasi. Malay ba natin kung yung some na yan ay hindi naman yung broccoli? 'Di ba? So, ibig sabihin this one is invalid. Okay, invalid po ito ha. Okay, kasi bakit gumamit ng word na some? Okay, so yung logical condition niya ay hindi tama, invalid siya. Okay, yung conclusion niya, therefore, broccoli makes me sick. So this one is invalid argument. Kapag invalid yung argument mo, hindi mo na kailangang alamin kung sound or unsound ito. Okay? So, ang magiging conclusion mo ay invalid na agad. O, ano ang clue na invalid ang argument? Kapag gumagamit tayo ng word na some. Okay, so next example tayo. Ayan, the logical condition is not satisfied. Some green things may not be a broccoli. Okay, maybe the green things na tinutukoy niya ay yung plants or other plants, di ba? Okay, so now let's move to other example. Okay, so if the moon is made of green cheese, then okay, the cows jump over it. Okay, the moon is made of green cheese, therefore cows jump over it. Okay, nagamit naman natin yung tama. Okay, yung if and then natin. Okay, so valid siya, pero class, may cow ba na nagja-jump? Wala, 'di ba? Okay, ibig sabihin, this is valid based on the form of its logical condition, but this is not sound. Unsound po siya. Kasi in reality, okay, the moon is not made of green cheese. Ano pa? And even the cows didn't jump. Wala pa naman tayong nakitang cow na nagja-jump. Okay, so therefore, this is valid but unsound. Okay, so uulitin ni ma'am ha. Okay, so valid ang ating given argument kapag tama yung logical condition niya. Okay? And then sound po iyan kapag yan ay nangyayari in reality. Okay, unsound siya, okay, kapag yan ay hindi nangyayari in reality, kabaligtaran, or fantasy. Okay, so ito yung ating naging summary. Okay, for lesson number 2. Okay, invalid yan kapag mali. Okay, mali. Yung kanyang logical condition. Paano siya nagiging mali? Okay, based on the uses of logical connectives. Yun nga yung word na sum. Okay, di ba pag may word ka na sum, it means your uh, argument is invalid. Okay? So next, punta na tayo sa lesson number 3, which is the Polias method. Okay, in Polias method class or Polias strategy, ito yung ginagamit para makapag-solve ng problem solving. Okay, di ba kapag word problem, medyo mahaba. Okay, kapag word problem tayo. And kapag word problem, kailangan binibigay muna natin yung given, ino-observe muna natin kung ano yung kailangan niya para masagutan mo. Hindi pwedeng makapag-arrive ka agad with a certain conclusion, okay, without the step-by-step process. Ano yung step process natin? Okay, so a Polya strategy named after George Polya. Okay, from 1887 to 1985. So, nagbuo siya ng apat na steps on how to solve a worded problem. Ano raw yung apat na steps niya? Number one is understanding the problem. Pangalawa, devise a plan. Pangatlo, carry out the plan. And then last one is you need to review your solution. Okay, so checking na itong pang-apat. Okay, so here, and understand the problem, that is your preparation. Ano ba yung given? Okay, ano ba yung mga word na pwede nating ma-translate into a mathematical problem? Okay, dito yon. Okay, pangalawa, kapag devise a plan, okay, kailangan mo nang i-translate, okay, an English language into a mathematical symbol. Okay, then after that, carry out your plan, dito ka na kailangang mag-solve. Okay, finding the unknown variable, finding the value of x, okay, kung ano pa yung pinapahanap sa'yo. And then last one, verification or review the solution. Okay, i-substitute mo na yung nakuha mong value kung tama ba. Okay, then dun ka na magko-conclude na if your answer is correct or not. Okay, so let's give an example dito kay Polya's strategy. Okay, so number one, the sum of two numbers is 30. Okay, if the number is twice as large as the second one, what are the number? Okay, so may dalawang number daw dito. Yung sum daw nila, when we say sum addition, is, when we say is, equal yan to 30. Okay, hinahanap kung ano daw ba yung number. Okay, so sabi dito sa second sentence, the first number, yung first number daw natin, okay, is twice, when we say twice, two times. Okay, twice as large as the second one. Okay, so parang nakikinita na natin kung ano ba yung magiging equation natin. Okay, so from here, gamitin na natin yung apat na method natin. Okay, number one is we need to understand the problem. Okay, we need to determine the two distinct number. Ano ba yung dalawang number na pinapahanap sa atin dito? So, we need to devise a plan. Ano yung plan natin? Let x be the second number. Okay, so lagi namang x variable yung hinahanap natin. And then yung first number mo, sabi doon sa given problem natin, twice. Okay? Twice the value of the second number. When we say twice, 2 yon. So 2x siya. Okay, yung first number natin is 2x. Okay, yung word na is, it indicates equal sign. So equal to 30. Okay, so that will become 2x plus x is equal to 30. Okay, now let's carry out a plan. Okay, so may similar term. So it means you need to combine the similar term. Okay, so 2x plus x, that will become 3x. Okay, since may katabi pa na 3, we need to divide both side by 3. Okay, cancel out, cancel out. Now, x is equal to 10. Doon na natin, class, nakuha yung value ng ating unknown variable. Okay, so substitute mo na. Ito yung ating first number or first unknown number. Okay, so 2x, okay, 2 times 10, that is equal to 20. And then yung isa x lang talaga, substitute mo, 10 siya. Okay, so i-review natin. Okay, so 2, based on our original equation, substitute natin yung 10. 2 times 10 plus 10, that is equal to 30, equal to 30. Therefore, the first number is 20, the second number is 10 naman po. Okay, ganun lang class yung ating Polias strategy. Okay, let's have another example, number 2. Okay, divide 80. Okay, so divide, merong word na division. Okay, divide 80 among 3 people. Okay, so that the second, okay, will have twice as much as the first. Okay, yung second daw natin ay magkakaroon ng twice. Okay, to ito, as much as the first. Okay? And the third will have 5 less than the second. When we say less than, we are referring to negative 5. Okay, so minus po yun. O, anong gagawin natin? Okay, we need to let x be the first number. Kasi meron nga tayong tatlo dito, di ba? Okay, and then yung second number mo, or second person mo, I mean, ito yung first person. Okay, second person natin, sabi doon, twice as much as the first. So, 2x na yung second, okay, person natin. Okay, and then the third person, okay, ano na yung third person natin? Okay, so sabi doon, the third person will have 5 less than the second. So, ibig sabihin, 2x minus 5 yung magiging third person natin. Okay, ano raw kaya yung magiging distribution? Ang total daw ay 80. Ilan daw kaya kay first, kay second, and kay third? Okay, so from here, gamit na tayo ng apat. Okay, number one is we need to understand the problem. Okay, so here, na-observe natin na we have a first person, a second person, and a third person. Okay, and lahat ng kanilang pagmamay-ari or lahat ng kanilang numbers should be equal to 80. So, i-divide natin ha, kailangan mag-equal sa 80. Okay, lahat ng contribution nila. Okay, based on our plan, let x, okay, siya yung first person. Person. Okay, 2x, siya naman yung second. Okay, then 2x minus 5, siya naman yung third person natin. Okay, and that is equal to 80 raw. Okay, so now, form na tayo ng equation. Okay, so that will become x plus 2x, okay, plus, we have here the third person, 2x minus 5, that is equal to 80. Okay, now, carry out a plan. Okay, we need to combine similar term. So, 2x and 2x, that will become 5x minus 5 is equal to 80. Okay, this is negative 5. We can transpose it on the other side. Negative will become positive. Okay, so that is 5x is equal to 80 plus 5. Okay, so that will become 5x is equal to 85. We can divide both side by 5. Okay, cancel out, cancel out. Okay, by using our scientific calculator or pwedeng manually, we can solve that x is equal to 17. Okay, and this one will be your final answer. Okay, therefore, in your solution, okay, the first person is equal to 17. Okay, while the second person, okay, is equal to 34. Okay, and the third person, okay, minus 2x. Okay, minus, I'm sorry, this is 34, correct? Okay, minus 5. So, 34 minus 5 is equal to 29. Pag inad natin tong lahat, okay, 17, 34, 29, that is equal to 80. And your answer here is also 80. Therefore, your solution is correct and true. Okay, so ito class yung paggamit natin ng Polya strategy. Okay, so let's have another example. Okay, so next one on our third problem, using the Polya's strategy, if 6 men can flow a field in 2 days, how long will 12 men can do it? Okay, ulitin ko. If 6 men can plow a field in 2 days, how long will 12 men can do it? Okay, so here, meron tayong ratio between men, sorry, and yung number of days. Okay, pangalawa, that is equal to men ulit. Okay, and then you are asked to find how many days. Okay, kung 12 men naman po yan. Okay, so here we can conclude that in our understanding, we have two ratio. Ano yung dalawang ratio natin? Okay, yung ratio ng men and then kung how many days nila magagawa yung trabaho nila. Okay, so we can now here conclude or devise a plan. Okay, so that will become kapag meron tayong 6 men, okay, so 2 days nagagawa. Pero kapag may 12 men ka, ilang days daw kaya magagawa yan? Okay, since this one is a work problem, okay, ibig sabihin inverse proportion ito. Anong gagawin natin? We can simply multiply 6 to 2 is equal to 12 multiplied by x. Okay, 6 times 2, that is equal to 12, is equal to 12x. Divide both side by 12 so we can cancel out. Okay, therefore x is equal to 1. O, di ba? Logically, logic lang naman, kayang-kaya mong masagutan eh. Okay? 6 na tao. Okay, pag nagtrabaho sila, nagagawa nila yung trabaho nila in 2 days. Eh, dumoble yung tao mo. 12 na yung tao mo. Okay, syempre, mas maraming tao nagagawa, mas bababa yung duration, yung number of days ng paggawa nila. Into half din. Eh, anong kalahati ng 1? I mean, anong kalahati ng 2? Diba, 1 day na lang. Okay, so ibig sabihin, 1 day na lang nila gagawin. Yung the same amount of job. Ang pinagkaiba lang na double kasi yung number of people. Okay? So, yun class yung method on how to solve a problem solving by the use of Polya's strategy or Polya's technique. Uulitin natin, ano yung apat na yon? Understand the problem, devise a plan, carry out a plan, and then last one, you need to review your solution. Okay, so that's it for today, class. This is the end of lesson number 3, and lesson number 3 will be the last lesson na included in your uh, preliminary exam. Okay, see you next meeting class.